Hey everybody, it's Roberta Lee here, and we are back for Music Therapy Session Part 2. And we're talking about the song I did, Make It Happen. Now make sure you have your essentials. We are here in the quiet place. We have our cafe, okay, and bad boy right here, Bible. So you guys can turn, if you want to, you can turn to Matthew 25 verse 14. I'm not going to read it just because it's a long read, so I'm just going to summarize it. But you could turn there if you want to read it for later. So for this therapy session, I'm going to start with talking to you guys. I'm going to not vent because it didn't really make me that mad, but tell you guys something. Some of you who follow me on Instagram probably saw a girl who was trolling me and my husband, and she, made her share of comments. And the one last comment before I eventually ended up blocking her, she was like, oh my gosh, like, you're posting all these videos and like you can't even sing that good, like you sound terrible, like you need to stop. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I know that, I already know that. If some of you who are new and you're listening to some of my videos and you're waiting for this angelic voice to come out, sorry, I don't have that, and I already know that. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, they said the same thing about Taylor Swift, they said the same thing about Mary J. Blige. A lot of people feel that way about people like Beyonce and Adele and Jennifer Lopez. God help her, she still can't. Anyway, but it didn't stop them, so I'm not gonna let it stop me. And it just made me think the reason why, actually it did. I'll take it back. I did let it stop me at first because I've had some of these songs you guys are hearing, like Make It Happen is 5 years old. Almost. Some of these songs I've written and they're old. And I did let the fact that I didn't have a great singing voice stop me. And what happened was this text that we're going to talk about, Matthew, scared me, and so at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, I may not have a great voice, but I do have good songs. And so if my songs can reach someone and can minister to them, then at least I put them to work. So let's go ahead and get into Matthew real quick. I'm going to summarize this story for you guys. It's Matthew chapter 25 verse 14, and it's talking about a businessman, and he is leaving his servants with money. They call it talents, but he's leaving them with money. Okay, he's leaving one with 5 talents, one with 2, and one with 1. And each talent is about a couple $10,000. I don't know if it's 25,000, 35,000. It's a lot of money. Or higher than that. It's a big sum of money. And so he leaves it with them according to their own ability. And so the one with 5 talents goes and he puts it to work. He comes back, he makes 5 more. The one with 2 talents goes, puts it to work, he comes back with 2 more. So 5 comes back with 10, the 2 comes back with 4. But the 1 talent, the guy with 1 talent, buries it in the ground and gives it back to his master. And the master was like, well, what's wrong with you? Why didn't you do anything with it? And the guy was like, well, I was scared. And so, needless to say, the master was pretty upset and cast him into the place of weeping and gnashing of teeth. And so what the master was communicating to, and what Jesus is communicating to us, is like, it doesn't matter how much you have. Some people have more, some people have less. No matter what you have to start with, just do something. Do something. You have no excuse. And so that's where I was when it came to writing and sharing what I wrote. Not only that, but the inspiration for the song Make It Happen. And you guys hear in the bridge 1 or 2 or 5, and some people might hear that and be like, well, not 1 or 2 or 3. Well, that's where I get it from. It's parable of talents. 1 or 2 or 5, doesn't matter how much you're working with, just work with something, just do something. And so I'm looking at what I have, and that is my songs. And I have 4 books, 3 or 4 books full of songs that I've written. Full of songs that I've written. Tons of them people haven't heard yet. And so I'm sitting here like about to explode. Like, gosh, I gotta do something with them. And of all these platforms, you got YouTube, you got SoundCloud, you got all these platforms, there's just no excuse. So I don't want to get to heaven with this talent that's been buried, you know, and hidden in my notebooks for years. And I don't want to stand there and God be like, well, what'd you do with all the songs that I gave you, you know? And so that is why I post my videos. And I'm not explaining for homegirl because she can kick rocks. I don't give a rap behind about what she got to say. But for anyone else who's wondering, like, yeah, you really don't sound that good, I don't like it, it's okay, you know, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to be coming to heaven with any kind of excuses as to why no one heard, you know. So one day I will hope to get a publishing deal, you know, with maybe somebody else could sing the songs, whatever the case may be. Maybe you guys can get I Am Yours, have that out, EP, link in bio, you know. At the end of the day, I just don't want to leave any room for there to be like, okay, well, you didn't do anything with it. I did. I put it on YouTube. People heard it, whether they liked it or not, that's their prerogative, but at least I did something. So that is what I'm going to leave you guys with. What are you doing? What is stopping you from taking that first step? It doesn't even have to be something that this huge passion and this huge big deal. If it's just an idea, if it's one talent, if you got one thing to work with, what are you doing with it? What are you going to do with it? And so I'm going to leave y'all with that. Don't stand before the master digging your talent up out the ground all dirty and nasty and filthy, and you didn't make nothing out of it, you know. And so you guys got to make it happen. Today is the day. Make it happen. Do something. You have resources. There's a library. I was at the library the other day, and they have all kinds of resources. There's free stuff out there for anyone to use. It's out there. You just got to do it. You just got to do it. So that's what I want to encourage you guys with. Today is the day. Make it happen. Make no excuses. Get her done. Okay? Just joking. No, I'm not joking, but just goofing off. Yeah, today is the day, y'all. Make it happen.